Hey there, Aurelie here from withhisgifts.com. Welcome and thank you so much for stopping by to check out this quick video tutorial on how I created this lovely thank you card. We are going to get started right away. We will be using the Butterfly Basics stamp set. We'll be using a lot of the stamps in the set, and we'll also be using the Butterfly Thinlits die, and that comes with 3 dies. We'll be using the medium one there to cut out the lovely butterfly that we saw on the front there. And also I will be using cardstock. So my card base is Whisper White, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I have a piece of the Designer's Series paper pack, the Subtles collection. And this is a soft sky design, and it is the floral print. On the other side is striped, so I'm using the floral print. That is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it is exactly the same size as the card front. It'll cover it completely. Then one last piece of Whisper White is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We'll get started right away here with the smaller piece of the winter white. We're going to go ahead and cut out our butterfly using the Thinlit. So I'm going to sandwich my plate here. So I have my magnetic platform and my plate, then my cardstock, and I'm going to place in the center closer to the top, and then offset a little bit just like that. And then my top acrylic plate, and then I will run this through the Big Shot off camera and be right back. Okay, and this is what we end up with. We end up with a sheet of paper with the butterfly cut out, and then the actual beautiful little butterfly that the die cut out for us. So we'll set the butterfly aside really quick and get started right away with stamping all over this one. And we'll get started with one of the stamps from the Butterfly Basics, and that's the honeycomb right here. And we're going to stamp that in the Saffron, and this is going to cover the entire front or the entire card. So just start at a corner and just stamp away until it's completely covered. Don't worry about getting it to match. Some light, some dark is good. It doesn't matter. We're just creating a background and some texture to the front of our card. Okay, there you go. She's all covered. Next step is the fern stamp, again from the Butterfly Basics, and we're going to stamp that in the soft suede. And we don't want to cover the entire stamp. We're going to come off the corner just probably about that much, and we're going to stamp off a bit because we don't want the dark color. And then we'll press down like that, move over to the left without re-inking, just like that. You've seen me do this before. And then one more over to the right, just like that. That was a little bit too light, so let's try to get that a little bit. Let's try that again. Here, that's better. Alrighty, next step. We want to border. We're going to use the border, this border stamp, and that is also Butterfly Basics, and right here. It's on the diagonal here on my block, but yep, that's where it is. And we're going to stamp that in the soft suede. I was trying to remember if it was the early espresso or soft suede, but soft suede. Okay, we will not ink off, but we also will not press down too hard. We're going to border the bottom just like that. And then ink up again, and then we're going to do the same thing to the top. We're just coming off just probably about a 1/4 inch off the top, or off the edge of the paper. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty, so now we are going to stamp this lovely little butterfly, and we're going to stamp that in the Early Espresso. We will be stamping off. Okay, and we're gonna start one right about there, just like that. Stamp off. Maybe another one right in that corner like that. One last one. Oh, right about there. Okay. All right. Next stamp that we need is this lovely little floral. That is from the Butterfly Basics. Tiny little stamp right up here. And we're going to ink that in the Soft Sky. So let's ink her up real good. And then stamp right on there. You've probably seen me do this background before. It is a go-to background. It is beautiful, and you know, you change up your inks and you add something different, and you know, the star of your card is going to make it different every time. Alrighty, so that is that. The next thing we are going to do is to ink up our edges. And we're going to use the Early Espresso to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just lightly give it some definition so that when it lies on top of the designer series paper, it just pops a little bit. Okay, let's go around like that. Alrighty, so there she is, and let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment while we are at it, and we're going to use the soft suede for that. Make sure that it's facing the right way for me. There we go. So let's ink up our, oh, and the sentiment that I'm using is coming from the One Big Meaning. We're going to use this thank you right here. You can never have too many thank you cards on hand, that's what I say. So let's ink her up, and we're going to come in right about there. Okay? Just like that. Lovely. Okay. Okay, one last thing on the front of the card is we're going to borrow from the Watercolor Wings stamp set, and we're going to use this little antenna here. We will also be using the body from here later, but for now we're going to get our antenna ready, and we're going to stamp it right where the antenna goes over this butterfly cutout, and we'll do it in the soft suede. And I will ink off just a little bit. I'm going to do this careful. Yep. Just slightly, ever so slightly, and then ever so slightly touching your paper. Just like that. Okay? And that part is finished. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach this to this here, just like that. So let's get our snail adhesive and put some adhesive on the back of the front of the card here. Oh. And we will center that onto here. Okay. That looks good. All right, then we're going to go ahead and ink up the edges of the designer series paper. Just for some balance. Oh, and that's starting to look really good. Okay. We're almost done with this card. How quick and simple is this? That is the beautiful thing about Stampin' Up! Products. They offer so many stamp sets with so many possibilities. And before, I mean, what I am doing here with stamps, I would do with paper, and there was cutting and gluing and all kinds of stuff. And with stamps, it's just so much easier to get the same beautiful look. Okay, so there's the front of our card. And in fact, we're going to go ahead and attach it to our card base. Do that too. So, some more snail. Is that the right way? I can't ever tell with this thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. A little bit there, a little bit there. Some more for you. And we will line it up with the card front. Okay. Again, I don't want the white border around the card, and the only reason that I am using the Whisper White is because the designer series paper is not, wait a minute. The designer series paper is not thick enough to be the card base. If it was, we wouldn't use the Whisper White, but it isn't, so we're using it. So there's that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need to finish this off is our lovely little butterfly. So here's the cutout, and to this we're going to do a few things. We're going to start with our lovely little flower, the little tiny flower, and we're going to get some soft sky, and we're just going to ink this all over the butterfly with no rhyme or reason. Just, it's a tiny stamp, but we're just trying to get some color in there, just like that. Okay, just getting a hint of blue. Just like that. Okay, I think that's good. And then we're going to use soft suede in our honeycomb stamp. And just lightly stamp and cover it, just like that. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we will, like I said, borrowing the body from the watercolor wing stamp set, we're going to mount it onto here, and I am going to use the soft suede and then ink up the body of this butterfly. Okay, let me see right about there. Looks good. Okay. And then one more thing, and butterfly will be all finished. We are trying to distress her just a little bit so she can match with the card. So I'm going to come around my edges here. Just like that. How beautiful is that? Okay. Almost there. Okay, and then just lightly dust, just like that, the front of your card or butterfly. Then I am going to use my Tombow Foo I am going to put it on the body of my butterfly. Spread it around. Then I am going to press it into place right on my card, just like that. We're going to lift up the wings a little bit, and there you go. Just like that, you're finished. How lovely was that? Super duper easy, super duper fancy, easy and fancy. That's what I like. Thank you again for stopping by and checking out this quick video tutorial. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, hit me up on my website withhisgifts.com. I would love to send you a catalog so you can get to ordering all these lovely products and make lovely projects just like this one. Thank you and have a wonderful day.